Radio. I think I've got everything. Yeah, no worries about that. 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes in. I'm not sure if that will be picked up on YouTube when this is encoded and done, because I started the stream in OBS a bit earlier, so YouTube can actually pick up the data before I go live. So got a bit of an issue here. Let me switch this and turn this off, of course. Right, got a PC here. Let's get the wedding band off. AM2 plus, I think. CPU in there. I'm not sure how fast it is. I looked it up. I looked at the specifications of the motherboard, DDR2 memory in it, AM2 CPU, stock heatsink, a few other fans. This machine is incredibly dirty, not the dirtiest one I've seen in my life. I cleaned up one that was actually dirty. This is dirty, but not that dirty. It's been sitting in the living room with a couple of heavy smokers in there. There is a lot of nicotine residue on pretty much everything inside this machine and inside this casing. It's hard to see because I've got it on the side. It is connected up to the power to my second monitor. I just need to disconnect my keyboard. That is connected to my main PC here because, yeah, I couldn't find a spare one. It's pretty sure it's somewhere in this room. Couldn't find it. Another reason why I went live earlier and not straight away. So there's a bit of delay there. So let's disconnect my other keyboard or my main keyboard and turn it on and see what happens. I'm seriously hoping it's not the memory. I'll be honest with that one, because if that's the case, then I'm pretty sure I'll be having a hard time repairing this. I have a second computer lying about here that has DDR2 memory in it, but that one shut down with memory error. So I'm not too sure if that's still working, if that's the video memory that is causing it, or the DDR RAM modules themselves. So let's disconnect a keyboard here and have a go at this one, see what noises it makes. Alright, easy enough. There are two USB cables connected to my main PC. One is a corded 2-color one and the other one is completely black. Easy enough, I would say. So LED is turning on. Well, LED on the motherboard. Let's turn off the light for a second here. You can see, so the main board is getting power, so that's something. And the specifications of this one, bear with me, M2N68AM Plus motherboard from Asus. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Asus in general, but I'm a bit biased because indirectly I do work for them, oddly enough. Right, so yeah, I do a lot of repairs, get a lot of Asus machines at work that need to be repaired, and I'm not a big fan of them because of that. So there's my BIOS, right? BIOS, not the BIOS, So DDR2, 8 gigabytes maximum. Not sure what's in there right now. Yeah, AM2 Plus or AM2, either one of them. I don't think it's an AM3 that's in there, but I can figure that one out in a bit. Other than that, well, you got your setup ports and a few other things, yada 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 yada. Usual technical specifications. Not really that important. NVIDIA GeForce 7025 or M4 638 chipset in their system bus of 2000 or 1600 mega T something per second, mega flops. No, I don't know, it's the bus speed for the CPU. That's what I do now. It's fast enough. Because I know the socket 9391s that have 1000, this one is somewhat of a next generation one. So let's turn this on and let's have a look. Well, it doesn't even turn on right now. I was hoping it would turn on. Give me some nice beeping noises, that way I can actually figure out what's going on. So, So this could be pretty much anything. So let me disconnect pretty much everything on here. Screws missing everywhere. This PC is actually used quite a lot. So let's disconnect power supply to the hard drives. Yeah. Put this. Let me go to OBS for a second. Bear with me. There's a small drive I put in there. There's your standard hard drive. Not sure how big that is. I've added 500 gigs more for data storage. So let's disconnect you and you. What else? So your heat, or not the heatsink, that's this one. External fan. Power to the board. Let's see that one. There's pretty much everything on there that I can actually disconnect, right? Peripherals like hard drives, they're disconnected. Other than that, there is nothing much on there. I can reseat this block here. Shouldn't make a difference, but you never know. Let's see, we're going here. If it is the power supply, then I need to dig up one. I don't have one here. So that's the most important part to reseat it. So there's power going to the board. And that's it. That's all she does. See, if it is the CPU, it should actually turn on and give me beeping noises. First guess would be power supply, and I don't have a spare one lying about here. I was hoping this would go a bit easier than... Nope, I'm not doing anything at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have another power supply lying about in the storage unit. Checking if I see anything else. Maybe some capacitor, that blue. It's hard to see because of all the dirt in here. See, I know the CPU was working last time I worked on this unit because it was overheating quite a bit, making a lot of noise. It was carbonized dust in the heatsink itself. I completely cleaned it out, put some new thermal paste on there. So, yeah, good question. What could be causing this? That's it. If it just were to turn on, give me some beeping noises so I can actually figure out what's going on, but it's not even turning on. No, I need to figure out where the other power supply is. Sadly, I threw so many away when I moved from Scotland back to the Netherlands. Brought a few with me, and I know they're in a box somewhere in the storage unit. So, looking at time, yeah, it's way too late in the evening. Just take the bus there and the bus back just to find one of them. And it's only 300 to 350 watts one. I can actually test it. Because, yeah, let me disconnect the power here. But it's a bit odd because there's actually power going to the main board, to the motherboard, right? So you would think there is actually power coming out of the power supply. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things off camera because there is not really that much space here. No, there's another screw. Will give you a rough idea how dirty the power supply is. Won't be a complete waste of a stream, just a short one, I'm afraid. Give you an idea. Bear with me, because I'm still connected. There we go. All the yellow here. Right, and let me move the camera up a bit and find the right spot. Right. So, tar, nicotine, tar, right? This unit was pretty much turned on 24/7 in a smoker's room or living room with a lot of smoking going on. So it wouldn't surprise me if this one just went like, nope, I'm done. So let me disconnect this one for now. Right, there we go. So, I could open it up, have a look. Problem is, the unit was powered on not too long ago before it was dropped off at my place, and I had some power on it just minutes ago, so the capacitors are most likely fully charged. The one thing I don't want to do is play around with power supplies, bricks like this, with fully charged capacitors in it. The last thing I want to end up in is the hospital right now, especially with the whole corona thing going on. But you can see, yeah, I'm not sure how good one can see it, but there is a lot of dirt in there. And I mean dirt, I can actually see the grime sticking to everything inside this power brick, this power supply. So what I'll do, I'll end the stream shortly because there's nothing much I can do. As I said before, if it were to turn on, give a sign of life, making some beeping noises, anything actually besides doing nothing, then I have the means of, well, trying to figure out and diagnose what is going on with this unit. Could be that the power supply is fine, just dirty, and the motherboard just gave up. That is another possibility. Because I did look it up. Hold on. See, the thing is with, well, I'm not so sure with the most modern motherboards, right? If you buy a Ryzen or i7 generation motherboard, I'm not too sure if there's actually a speaker on there. There is a small one here, bear with me. So you can see there is a small speaker here, which is connected to the main board here, which is of course in the shadow. So there is a connection there. For the looks of it, that should be the one. So if something is wrong, say memory will give a certain pattern of beeps, if CPU it will give a certain pattern of beeps, and you can actually look them up. the tip I can give you with this one is, if there is actually, well, in this case, there is, the model type is written on there. Bear with me. It's a bit difficult to see, right? Moving. It's behind the PCI, I think. Yeah, it is PCI slot. There is a model number printed here. So you got your brand and your model number. Look up the instruction manual with the manufacturer. See, in general it is motherboard type, beep, pattern, noise, that kind of thing, and you will find manual beep process codes, boot process beep codes and BIOS. That's how it is described by ASUS. Let me see. Of course, my keyboard is turned off. Let me add something. Bear with me. I need to close a few things here. App shortcut. There we go. Let me close Facebook and Twitter. There we go. Grab screen capture. Oh, that is actually turned off. There we go. Yeah, I'm playing with OBS right now. Bear with me. So here we go. Explaining boot process beep codes, and I'm sitting on the power supply and the BIOS, right? Boot process not important, BIOS not important right now. As you can see, both boot process, initializing, checking, yada yada yada. I can't even get this screen, so this information is useless. This one, the beep codes, I'll highlight it. This is the most important part. This is the first step in diagnosing it. On screen, you get the beeping noises. If your motherboard supports it, of course, then you can actually have a look. See the one here, one short beep, you're fine. In short, one long beep by two short beeps, there's a memory issue, and with your basic resolve, reset and reboot the RAM, and the other ones are there too. So if I hear anything of these, I'll straight away go online, look them up, what are the beep codes, and that will give you an indication where to look, right? So, bear with me. Let me turn this off. Right. I don't get those beep codes. It's not even turning on. So the first thing I need to do is find a spare power supply. I could use the one in my computer. Downside is I can't stream, so it's in use already. I'll get a power supply from the storage unit tomorrow. I need to get a few other things too from there, and I'll have another go at it tomorrow evening. And hopefully I can fix this. So with that being said, sorry for the very short stream. I'll make up it with a longer stream tomorrow, hopefully a longer stream tomorrow with a resolve to this issue. And do a bit of cleaning as well, because this one is really dirty. So I'll take this whole casing apart, take everything out, clean everything. If I can fix it, I'll clean everything and we'll go return sender and it's working again. But unfortunately right now, there's nothing I can do, sadly. Very sadly. Well, I could do something else. I'm looking at an older PC too I've got lying about, so let me disconnect this. I did get another PC a couple of months ago. It's one of those PCs, or you can keep it if you can repair it. It's unknown, it does nothing, it doesn't turn on kind of problem. There might be actually a power supply in there, now that I think of it. It's the bottom one. Yeah, my wife is picking up that PC. Now that I think of it, I do have another one because I've got two. I think one is a HP Optiplex 780 model, and there is another one, simple desktop model. Downside, they both work fine. Well, one doesn't work that fine. The other one has barely any memory in it. Works fine. But the problem is that everything in there is made for that type of computer. So you can't take out, say, a power supply, put it in another computer because it won't fit. Yeah, that's why I'm not a real fan of those desktop computers in general. So could have a look at that computer. Maybe there's a power supply in it that's strong enough. We'll see. Well, my wife is trying to get that one out of this. Out of the cabinet. Wall cabinet here, the small one. And one of her cats is already going like, ooh, there's an empty space in a second or so. I'm going for it. Thank you. Right, so let me move the camera up a bit. Let me have a look at this one first. Bear with me. I'll be saying that quite a lot. So I looked this one up. It's an old one, socket 939 motherboard. Not sure if there's a dual core in there or not, because my old PC before I created my main PC, which is a long time ago by now. So keep in mind, my main PC is an old one too. See, this one is nice and clean, right? I mean, this one is sparkling clean. Well, bit of dust, but not the worst one I've seen in my life. Let's have a look. Might have an issue with the connector types. There is a SATA drive in there. IDE CD-ROM or DVD-ROM, either one of them. Yeah, this power supply has one issue. I thought, well, here they are. Two SATA connectors for power. I need those for the other one if the other one actually has an issue with the power supply. But let's have a look at this one first. Because this one was given to me, the other computer is from my mother-in-law. This one was given to me by my mother-in-law. Yes, have to keep them happy. So socket 939, unsure what kind of CPU is in there, if it's single core or dual core. But this was a type of computer I had before I upgraded. And yes, it can actually run Minecraft. Vanilla. Even modded. I tried, think FeedSpeed 1.7.10 mods on it. Took about, that was dual core, 4 gigs of memory. With a NVIDIA GS250 GPU in its dedicated card. So wasn't the fastest computer in the world, let's be honest. But it was dual core, 2.4 or 2.2 gigahertz. It was actually pretty fast back in the day. One of the first dual core AMD dual core generation CPUs in there. Still have that one in parts because took everything apart when I moved to Holland, and that was one of the motherboards. I went like, well, you're coming with me, so pretty much scrapped the whole case, took the motherboard out, and anything that was of importance, so memory and that kind of thing, I took that with me. Couldn't leave that one behind because there was a bit of a story behind the CPU. Well, I'll connect this one up. Bought that CPU, I think some 15 years ago. So it gives you an idea how old the socket 939s are, right? So I bought that CPU from a seller not too far away from where I used to live in Holland back then. There we go, that's connected. Put you in there. And he put it on our local eBay, Gumtree, Craigslist, whatever you want to call it. And it's like, oh, it's only like 10 euros or 15 euros. It wasn't that much. And he stated, well, it turns on, but it turns off straight away, like within 10 seconds. And the other thing he said, well, you can buy it if you can get it to work. It's yours for that price. If not, then you can return it. And this is consumer. If a consumer thing, right? If it was a company, then I automatically would have warranty on it. But consumer buying from a consumer, as a consumer, you have absolutely no rights. And I went like, oh, this is a good deal, because if I can get it working, I have a cheap replacement CPU for my single core back then. When I arrived at the man's place, he showed me the CPU completely in an original box. And the one thing I noticed, there was absolutely no thermal paste on the CPU at all. Apparently he installed the CPU in his system without putting any thermal paste in between the CPU and the heatsink. So no wonder it turned off within 10 seconds, because it was overheating. That CPU is still working. Yeah, it does overheat. I do want to do something with that in due time. Get a nice water cooling system and a few other things. Make a nice casing out of it and turn it into, well, I would say a super deluxe Windows XP machine for gaming. Well, no hurries there. Water cooling will cost me about 45 euros to 50 euros. A good casing, that's another 30 or so. Good power supply. You can see where you're going with this. I need to save up for that one. So no hurries there. So let's turn this one on. The light is on. This is that's the voltage. And let's see. Input 300 watts output. So technically that should work on the other one. See, it's turning on. It's noisy. Not sure if you can hear it. The screen is doing nothing. So this one is actually turning on. So that's your first most important step, and then screen is staying blank. So what I'll do, because I don't have the memory here, I can have a look at the memory bank, because there's no beeping noises coming from this one. And I'm looking at the connectors here, bear with me. These here on the bottom, they're pretty hard to see, bear with me. USB, or two of them are USB, one of them is audio cable. On the looks of it, one is going to the front. There is a USB and audio panel in there. So this one is audio. Yeah, there are several USB ports at the front, card reader, that kind of thing. All these are connected to the front. So let's have a look at the memory module. That seems to be connected right. Let's view up again. This one is connected, so the main board is connected. Let's reseat them. Or try to reseat them. Alright. So this is an MS7184. So let's look at the technical specification. I would say, but my keyboard is connected to my main PC. Right. Slight problem there. And let's have another look. Okay, that might change a few things, otherwise I need to dig up an external or a PCI graphics part. No, there's nothing, anything. Looking, do I see? There is nothing on here. That is a speaker. Nice casing though. I love the stickers on it. Designed for Windows XP. But yeah, I'll have a look at this one in due time, because I do need to pick up some power banks. Let's switch these about. Let's see if that makes a difference. Let's take this one out. Put it aside. Let's see what's in there. Okay, there is 256 MBs of memory in there. I'm not sure if that will actually show up. Yes, barely. Yeah, Windows 98 era, you would be fine. Windows XP, jolly good luck. Well, chat. So let's see if I turn it on now. So it won't be giving me any screen because memory not available. The good thing is that I do have, I think, some 8 gigabytes of DDR1 memory lying about in the storage unit, so I need to look them up. I know that some of them are actually on a motherboard. So what I'll do for now is, yeah, I'm pretty sure this one could be the memory. So let's see. DIMM 1, DIMM 2, 3 and 4. Let's put you in the third slot. I think with this unit it is the memory. That's a good thing, it is just 256 MB. Let's see if this will make a difference. I doubt it. And of course my chair is invaded straight away by cat. Alright, this is going a bit more difficult than expected. Come on. Okay. We're going in there. Okay, something tells me the motherboard isn't level. Trying to put a memory in there, and instead of motherboard being flat like that, it's more like this, right? It's a bit bended, the looks of it. So that could be causing the issue. Let's have another look at the first slot here. Yeah, from what I can see, memory doesn't fit in there properly. So, pretty sure I'm doing something wrong here. Let's switch you about. That could be me being silly. Alright, so that now fits. Let's see if it works on another bank. Yeah, could be memory, could be something else. Alright, I'll tear this one down in another stream and try to see if I can repair it. But for now, I'll tear it apart because I need the parts. So I can actually double check if it is the power supply in the other unit. That is gone and met its maker. No longer pointing for the shorts kind of thing, right? So that's the power supply sorted. Let's disconnect you. Yeah, this power supply might be a bit on the light side, but there is no graphics card, just an internal one, but there's no external one or dedicated one. And the other PC. So with a bit of luck, the power supply should be strong enough for just the CPU. My main PC, I think the specifications are 140 watts just for the CPU. I'm not sure about the graphics card, I need to look it up. GTX 960, yes, it's that old. Still runs Minecraft, amongst other games. So let's take you out, there we go. Yeah, SATA drive, I think that's... let's disconnect you, come on. I'm curious about this one. This is screwed in, of course. Let's feel the bottom. That's screwed into. Yeah, too bad I can't see how big this one is. Oh, can just see it. 80 gigabytes of hard drive space on it. Yeah, even with Windows XP on it, you would run into some serious issues not too long after. Install a couple of old games on it, and your hard drive will be close to full. Right, so let's put this one aside. Well, the nice thing, it has a dedicated Ethernet port card in it and a modem. Yes, most likely 56.61. Actually, you will run into those old computers that have a PCI, not a PCI Express, but just a PCI modem in it, which is still fun. You can actually use that. Because if you're one of those old-fashioned people who like to send faxes, yes, those people do still exist. Keep in mind that there are plenty of companies that still use faxes. You can actually use one of those old cards and computers. Well, an old computer has a fax machine. You only need to turn it on when you need to send a fax, right? Even in a modern computer, if you have the slots on your motherboard, like you have a PCI slot, not a PCI Express slot, then you just stick it in there, connect it up, just install some applications, and there you go. Right. Let me check this one. This will need to be turned around. Not too happy about that, because that would mean the exhaust is on the wrong end. Right, I'll check that in a minute. So hopefully this one will fit. I think it will. Yeah, these cables have a mind of their own. So let's see. Pin is there. Oh, a difference of night and day. This one is clean, barely used. And then I look at how much soot there is on the connector on the motherboard, and it's a difference of day and night. Clean, completely yellow. Right, so main board. Yeah, the motherboard itself needs power too. Two connectors, I think this one is just for the CPU and that one is for everything else. So let's have a look. Everything is connected. That's not electrocute myself. Right, that seems to be fine. Now, same thing with this one. So I actually can exclude the power supply now, because let's have a look. The main board is getting power. Let's double check. Yeah, someone is busy with drilling. Let's have a look if it's just a cable. No, so the main board is getting power on a motherboard. Yeah, I'm so used to using the term main board because that's what we use for the laptops. So you're going here, you're there. So let's see, you're both USB. Let's have a look at a service manual here. So right now it is the motherboard that's causing it. No. There we go. Explaining. Looking. Overview, specifications, support, manual and documents. There we go. User manual. Let's remove one cat from a chair. Bye bye. Some checking here. So user manual, Asian. Okay, there's one in English. Opening that one now. So what I'm looking for are the connections. There's a row of connections on the bottom with all those thin wires going to it. So what I'm looking for is which goes where, which does what. That's the basic thing. So it could be that the power supply, the button itself, that's on the front, is actually not connected anymore. That's what I'm going for, because the motherboard is getting power, but it's not turning on. So let's see, game capture. No, I'm looking for the window capture, yes. Yeah, here we go. Okay, a bit bigger than, but it's fine. You can't see the index here. So what I'm looking for is memory configuration there. Right, connectors, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So where are the photos? That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Look. Zoom in. So here's the main board and the motherboard, right? What I'm looking for are not these, because all these are USB ones. It's 10, 11, 12, 13, and maybe 16, but I think it's the 10 to 13 ones I'm looking at. So let's see. 10 is clear the CMOS. 11 is the speaker. That's a 4-pin. Oh, that's the one. So that's the one here. Right, it's upside down. Okay. So this one is, let's have a look. Bear with me. There is a jumper here. That's, if I put that on the other pin, turn it on, assuming it actually will start spinning the heatsink, that kind of thing, the fan on the heatsink, so I know the CPU is actually working, or somewhat working. If I just switch this around, turn it on, turn it off, the computer, and then switch it back, it will clear the CMOS or the BIOS. This one is for the speaker. So 12 is the LED. That's this one. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So 13 should be the system panel connector. And that's very difficult for me to see. Normally I would use some magnifying glasses to read that. But this one is the front panel. By the looks of it, everything is connected, but you are not, and you're the HDD LED. So I'm fine with that. So let's see. What are you? You're the power LED. That's fine. That's the power LED too. That's the power switch. Alright, so these two are the switch. If I'm not mistaken. Alright, there's maybe that one. Let's have a look. There is an old-fashioned way of doing it. Just short circuit everything. So could you be in the wrong position? Yeah, I'm not worried about me disconnecting everything. It's not working anyway. So yeah, it could be. Okay. Let's have a look at the manual again. Yeah, I'm sorry, I just noticed that. I'm still looking at. You're still looking at the manual. Internal connectors. Let's have a look at that one. Report. So why am I going back to the first page? Okay, this manual is set up with a... Right, that's fine. Yeah, technical specifications, yada yada yada. Okay, onboard LED. So yeah, the power, main board is powered, lights are on, onboard LED. But is there a layout of this panel here? It explains a lot of things. Yeah, what kind of memory you should use, which is accepted and not AMD plus, CPU limitations, yada yada yada. Okay, so here it explains how to clear CMOS, wake up device, no. Yeah, it still has a PS2 connection on it. can actually find some good keyboards with PS2 connections. Alright, so IDE, that's the front bus, USB, CPU. Alright, so I might be able to find some more information. Okay, so power LED, power, okay. So let's have a look. Let me switch this around again. Bear with me. There we go. Back to the camera. So I can disconnect everything here. Right. So in the manual, you have a row of 5 pins and a row of 4 pins, right? An uneven even one. That's a handy indication because the uneven one, that pin is not being used. That's a ground pin. So the power button is the one next to it. Let's see, and the reset button is above it. Right, so let me disconnect the power supply just in case. So that's reset. So you will go on a different location, and here's the power switch. I love that these are actually marked. So that's the power. That's the reset. So these are connected again, and then the next one, the power LED or hard drive LED. Let's see, power LED. So you're the power LED, and then I have another one lying about here somewhere. That should be the hard drive LED. Well, that's not the most important one. Oh, here we go. Hard drive LED. Let's put you on there. And let's try this again. So the main board is getting power. Oh, that's not working. Okay, let's try something else. That's the power switch turned off. No, it's not turning on. Right, so it's not the button itself. Yeah, there's a trick from the old days. Trust me, most IT people would get shivers across their spine if they see that. It's simply short-circuiting 2 pins and see if that works. So the button, power supply button, is not the issue. Okay. Power supply itself is not the issue either. The things that are left to do is take the CPU off. But then again, you would expect that the main board turns on if there's an issue with the CPU. You get the warning, beeping, noises. Same with a few other devices. So yeah, no idea what's causing this. No, the next step would be actually using a multimeter or something, or take everything out and have a look at all the capacitors. Let's see if there's one that's gone, check the traces, that kind of thing. Because I'm suspecting this is the main board that's causing it, or the motherboard. So yeah, there's nothing much I can do about this. I don't have a replacement motherboard, so I can actually test that. See, with memory I can have a look at one of the old PCs here. Hopefully there's a working module in there. Just shove it in there, see if it works. But no, power supply is fine. honestly, there's nothing much I can do. I have to deliver someone some very, very sad news, I'm afraid. So, no, the only thing I can do right now is replace the main board. Have a working one, just put everything, all parts onto the new main board and double check everything on there. But I don't have one, so I'm sad to say I'm stuck with this. So let me put this thing back. Well, we'll have a look at the other one. Here. So there, sad news, sad news. Let's grab some screws. Let's put everything back together. There's one screw mount. Yeah, I didn't expect anyone to be drilling at this time on a Sunday evening. Right, I'm doing something wrong here. Bear with me. Yeah, someone is busy with upgrading the internet connection and laying down some cabling. So, sorry about the drilling noises. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Let me put screws in here. I know this is a bit off camera, bear with me. See, the problem is I actually have to use my second monitor as a test monitor for this unit, so I'm using one monitor right now, so my main PC. It's a bit annoying because I'm used to having at least two of them connected to the PC, so you can actually see what you're doing. Right. Let's put you in there. Loosen you up a bit. There we go. So line up the screw with the mount. The screw hole. There we go. That's in there. Yeah, and normally I wouldn't be doing it in this position because it's annoying. Right, so yeah, I need to figure something out how to raise my camera slightly more than what I have now. But yeah, we'll have a look at the other one. You'll Solid 9391. Just add a couple of gigs of memory to it. Or 2 gigs is more than enough. Place the 80 gig hard drive with a 501. Burn and CD-ROM with XP on it. Let's have some fun with it. Right, there we go. Right, that seems a lot better. You're going in here. go. Let's put you aside. You can go in there because I don't need you. Yes, cable management, not my thing, trust me. Especially with these older type of computers, there's a reason they don't have a transparent side to them, so you don't see the cables. Let's see, I think you should go in there. Try to figure out how it goes in there. There we go. There's only one way it will go in there anyway, so you got some markings on the plastic sheeting here, so you can actually have a look like, oh, there's a round, there's a square, there's a round there, so it only fits in one way. Let me put you to the side, let's have a look. You're going in like that, so you fit there, you'll fit there. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'm working from a difficult position. There we go, there's one. There's the other one. Let's switch you to that. Alright, let's put the cables aside. It's just a tad. Not perfect cable management, it's something. I should use some zip ties here. Right. Yeah, sadly, I think there went my internet connection. Oh, no, it's picking up the signal again, YouTube. Right. So there's nothing I can do about this computer right now, and by the amount of buffering I'm getting right now on YouTube, and the fact that someone is actually busy with the internet connection, wouldn't surprise me if I get DC'd in a second or so. Let's put some screws in here. Stabilize the hard drives a tad. Because I used some screws from the other computer. Don't worry, I have a container full of them. Like this one, yes, with pretty Pokemon stickers on there. This container is only about 25 years old. Well, older than that actually. And yeah, my collection of spare screws. So pretty sure I've got a few spares lying about for the other PC or this one. So covering. Yeah, too bad. I can't do anything with this computer. Can't even repair it. Alright. Let's see. How bent is the casing? Now it should fit a lot better. Touch it like this. Trying to find the right position. Let's see if I can actually level this a bit. See, there's a reason why a couple of these screws are actually missing. Wish I knew what the reason was, right? Well, the main obvious one is I don't have enough screws, so I'll take a few from the case itself. So why do you need 4 screws? 2 is more than enough. That way I can use 2 others for a hard drive. Yeah, that kind of thing. Let's put this one in here. So at least there's a full set of screws in there. Alright, there we go. Okay, I see why the cover plate is not sitting in there in proper position. There's a small lip there or something. It actually goes there. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, I think you can't see because it's off camera. Well, I'll figure something out with camera, so it will get higher up, high above the surface here. Yeah, I'm not getting errors on YouTube, so I'm guessing this is pretty much the end of the stream. Alright. So, with that being said, let's put you down. Alright. So, with that being said, I'm not actually falling off my arse right now. Quite literally. Right. Good thing that's off camera. With that being said, I'm going to end the stream here. There's nothing much about this PC right now. I need a spare motherboard to test everything out. I don't have one, so I'm guessing my first guess right now would be it's the main board. So thank you for watching. Take care. See you next time.